Okay. What is up, everybody? Today we have the second part to our previous episode. Today we're going to be talking about Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I'm Sebastian.
I'm JP.
Greetings, I'm Andy.
Yeah, today we have a very special guest star. We have Andy. Some of you may know him, some of you may not know him. That's okay.
He's our friend from high school. He's awesome. We always talk about nerdy shit, and it's awesome that he could be with us for this episode. We'd love to have him here.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me, guys.
Andy, I would call you a Venom Carnage fan, right? I would call you the resident Venom fan.
Yeah,
Of like our little group.
I'm pretty into Venom. I'm not too like I know their history and some of it, but I'm not the most versed, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So we
I
just
mean, if there was anyone that I was gonna ask Venom questions or Spider-Man questions in general, I would probably go ask Andy, apart from Sebastian.
So we just got done watching this movie. We saw it together at
Literally 2 hours ago.
Yeah, we saw it like 2 hours ago. We had some lunch. It was cool. So yeah, let's talk about it. So what'd you guys think of the movie? General thoughts.
Honestly, better than what the critics have been saying, or well, what I've read that they've been saying.
Yeah, I'll definitely say it's better than the first one, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I enjoyed it a lot more than the first one. This movie has a lot of what I liked about the first one, but just like more of it. So I enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah, the whole
was so many-
relationship with Venom and
Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah, there were so many times throughout the movie where it was like I just kept thinking like, how are they gonna fit all this in an hour and a half and like make it not rushed? But
Yeah,
they actually, like it got paced out pretty well, I think.
yeah. The pacing
did a
is
good
really
job.
The pacing is really fast. Like
Yeah, they definitely
just-
did a good job in the
it's
pacing.
it's just like scene after scene after scene, and it for me none of it really felt like filler. Because even like the scenes that are like I guess like not that important to the plot, they only last like a couple seconds. They're not really like that long. So yeah. Overall, pretty short
It's
movie.
like I mentioned this to Sebastian. Like I was on Twitter, and like we were walking to go get lunch, and I was on Twitter, and then I saw someone say, I don't remember the account, but someone said that Venom: Let There Be Carnage is the first movie that I've seen that I don't know what act the movie is in. Like I don't realize it, and I agree. I totally agree because it like we just said, like the pacing was.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was really good because it didn't feel slow. It didn't drag in any parts, and it got to the point pretty quick.
I was talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday because I saw a movie with her, and that one's like basically the same runtime as this movie, but it felt really long. So that's the thing that I told you, that sometimes a short movie that feels like a really long movie isn't like that good in my opinion, or like that's how you know that it's like bad pacing. But with this one, it's a short movie that feels like a short movie, so it's like it's more enjoyable that way.
Yeah, it's like what we said before, that like just because the movie's short doesn't mean it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, this movie is not the best movie. But it's definitely enjoyable.
I agree. I don't think this is the best movie. I will say this though, it's really entertaining. I think like it's a lot of fun, especially if you see this with friends. We were like in a busy theater, so we couldn't joke around that much, but we did joke around here and there.
Yeah.
like Carnage had his cock out at one point.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Venom goes to like a gay club. He comes out of the closet. This isn't spoilers, by the way. Like,
I mean, it kind of is.
no, it's not really spoilers. I wasn't saying.
No.
I didn't say what happened before.
I'm not sure people knew that Carnage's cock was gonna come out. You know.
You see Woody Harrelson's like erect cock at one point.
I don't know what movie this guy's watched. Don't include me in that.
Okay, so So general thoughts, we enjoyed it. We had fun. I
Yeah.
guess we could talk about the plot a little bit before we
Yeah.
talked about why people might have gone to watch this movie for.
I mean, well, before we started, let me just say this movie right now is rated out of 59% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Dude, what is wrong with
which
you?
I mean,
Rotten
it's an
Tomatoes,
improvement.
give it 10% more. Give it that lucky number.
It's an improvement from the first one. The first one is rated 35, I mean 30%. But in this one, it's 59, so 29% increase. But the audience score is an 85. So I think that's pretty good on their part that the audience really enjoyed it. I mean, that's probably pretty much what they're doing it for the audience, not for the critics.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. I don't like looking at the tomato score that much anymore. I used to do that a lot in high school, but now I'm like, whatever. Like,
Yeah, there's just some
so
movies I just don't agree with.
yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I was gonna say like, yeah, even though this movie's bad, you can have a lot of fun with it. Like same thing
Yeah.
with the first one. The first one's really goofy at some points. I like that this movie went a lot goofy, like really goofy.
Also,
I like that. No, go
um,
ahead, go ahead.
I would say I don't know. During the first one, like you could tell, Venom was all big and bulky, but in this one you could really feel how strong he was when he was like jumping building to building and climbing.
Yeah.
You could feel like the
Yeah.
force behind him. Compared to Spider-Man 3, like Tobey Maguire's, this felt like the Venom we deserve.
Yeah, I was gonna say it reminded me a lot of like the Hulk, like just jumping into buildings and like breaking the buildings,
Yeah.
like
Well,
it
Hulk
had
is
a
still
lot of
bigger than
impact.
Venom, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
I just meant like it felt like I felt like the impact whenever he would like do stuff.
yeah, I just don't know how tall like Venom really is. Like, I don't know if anyone's like done the math, but I mean, he looks about maybe like 6'5" or something
You
around
know
there.
what's you know what's crazy though is that Carnage is like really
Even
big.
bigger.
He's
Yeah,
big in this movie.
I did not realize how big like he was. Like the difference in sizes between Venom and Carnage was totally like it was a massive difference.
It's crazy because I don't. I mean, I haven't read that many Carnage comics, but I don't remember him being like so much bigger than
I thought he
Venom.
was smaller than Venom for some reason.
I know he's usually like skinnier, but I don't know if he's ever been like bigger.
I mean, Andy, since you're a big Venom, fan, what did
Well,
you think of the Carnage design?
Like, honestly, the face was a little hard to get like to make out a little bit, but once it got more into the movie, they were able to meld it well. And his giant demeanor, like how he kind of in his lanky form towered over Venom at times, that was pretty like that shit was dope.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, I really like Carnage's design in this. I think he looks really good.
I mean, is it better than the Carnage we saw in the Spider-Man 4 trailer?
That one was just Topher Grace's Venom painted red. I don't like that.
Yeah, so definitely a big improvement.
Yeah.
I mean, Carnage is someone that I've always wanted to see in the big screen. So
yeah.
I'm happy that they finally did it, and they did it in a really great way. I mean, I gotta agree with Andy that like the design is really cool.
Yeah, the design is really good. I always complain about CG in a lot of superhero movies, but I feel like for this movie, you can't really do these characters without CG that much.
No, I mean,
Right?
they tried it with Venom, dude. It didn't work.
They tried it in Spider-Man 3. He looked really small. He didn't look like Venom.
It
but
just doesn't work.
The CG is good in this one. I like their designs. Venom still looks really nice, or like really sick, really brutal, and Carnage looks even meaner and gross. I wish he used more of his like axes and like.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot. That I didn't realize it at first, but he has a lot of like weapons that he just carries around like from his back. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Sebastian. Now you got to talk about what happened in the movie.
So, the hell happens at
Wait.
the beginning?
Wait, are we talking no spoilers first?
No, no, I'm just gonna go over the plot like very
Okay.
quickly for those that are interested in watching them. Oops, I dropped something. I hope you didn't hear that. Anyways, so Eddie Brock, when we last saw him in the last movie, he's doing a report on Cletus Cassidy, played by the wonderful Woody Harrelson, which we'll talk about the casting right now. I know we all have different opinions on it. Um, so yeah, he's doing a report. Venom notices a clue in Cletus's like cell. Some stuff happens. I don't really want to spoil it yet, but basically, Carnage or Cletus is about to get put away in the electric chair. No, he's gonna get lethal injection. My bad. And so yeah, Cletus is gonna die. Venom and Eddie are fighting because Venom is like, you can't do shit without me, Eddie. Eddie's like, whatever, dude, I just want a normal life. Eddie's like down on the dumps because his girlfriend is getting married to Dan, the doctor man.
What a tease though in that moment. What, like, he got cucked.
Wait, who got cucked? Eddie or
Yeah, Eddie and Venom.
yeah, Eddie and Venom get cucked at the beginning of the movie. And then other stuff happens. Like it leads to Carnage being born. It leads to Naomi Harris's character being all screamy. It leads to Anne and Dan trying to help Venom again. There's a cop character. I forgot about the cop character. So,
Yeah, Mulligan.
Yeah, so his name is Patrick Mulligan. If you're familiar with the comics, you might be familiar with him. I'll talk about that more in the spoilers, just in case. But yeah, general synopsis. There's Venom. There's Carnage. There's some other people running around. There's not much to say. This movie's really short. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. For a general plot, there's not much you can say apart from the fact that, I mean, it's stuff that we already know. I mean, from the trailer, you kind of already know like the whole movie, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
he's running around. I mean, and then Cletus is Cletus and Carnage are born. Well, not Cletus is born, but Carnage is born, and he escapes prison, obviously. And then Venom and Carnage fight. I mean, it's pretty much in the trailer. You already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's something you might not know. So a little bit of spoilers. Venom and Eddie split up for a little bit, and I like it, or like I like it because I like the first movie when they argue, they sound like a married couple, and in this one they sound a lot more like a married couple, and and sometimes they're like an abusive couple.
Yeah, it surprised me. Like when I was first looking at the trailers, it didn't even cross my mind that like those scenes where he's in the club and whatnot, that it's not Eddie under Venom's like.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like Venom, like saying like, "Oh, let's go have some fun" or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was pretty nice to see. Like, well, it was not nice for them, but it was very interesting. Like the whole interaction between Eddie and Venom. I mean, the same like you said about the old married couple, but it's also like different because I mean they end up fighting a lot.
Yeah,
it's very toxic.
Yeah, it's a very toxic relationship at times. At one point, I think this was in the trailers. Venom breaks Eddie's nose, and and Venom is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me fix it." And then he fixes it, and then he's like, "Oh, so I can break it again." And then he breaks Eddie's nose again. And then they just fight throughout the whole apartment. It's crazy. Like if it was like an actual like couple, like you know, like two actual people, like there's no way, dude. Like that's crazy.
Okay, I think we have to talk spoilers now.
Wait. I don't know, man. We're like barely like how much time are we in?
We have 15 minutes in right now.
We are barely 15 minutes in.
Shriek, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Naomi Harris plays Shriek, who I think I confused her last episode also with a symbiote. But I guess she's not a symbiote. She's just She's
Yeah.
Carnage's
I also
lover.
thought the same thing.
She's
Yeah.
Carnage's lover in the comics, I think. Also, she's in this movie. I think she's kind of underused.
Yeah, definitely wasn't that much enough of her. I mean, her character was just like, okay, she didn't do much.
Yeah.
She didn't get any backstory at all.
Well,
Yeah.
she kind of did though, because like not as to how she got her powers, but
Yeah,
as to
Like-
how she lost her eye and whatnot with Patrick Mulligan having
Yeah.
shot in his face.
you got that.
So-
But yeah, I wanted to see like about the powers because they just out of nowhere. I mean, the movie starts off with Cletus Cassidy and her like locked up in
yeah.
the rooms. then
Younger
she ju-
versions of them,
Yeah,
played by different
younger
actors.
versions. Which, by the way, Sebastian, I mentioned this that for some reason I don't know who plays the young actor, like the young version of Woody Harrelson, but he sounded exactly like
Well,
Woody Harrelson.
They probably dubbed over his
Yeah.
stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Like they probably dubbed, like Woody Harrelson probably dubbed the voice, or it was just a really good imitation. But like right away, I was like, "What? That sounds
Yeah,
exactly."
it
like
sounded a
Woody
lot like
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. It's a weird like Shriek and them are a thing, and then
Yeah,
Shriek
she just
has-
mentions like, "Oh, my powers are increasing."
yeah, they're taking her away the Ravencroft Institute, which I'm pretty sure is a thing in the comics. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like the Arkham Asylum, basically.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Carnage originally is. He's actually in Ravencroft rather than the prison that he's getting executed at.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the prison.
Same.
No, I don't remember. I couldn't. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about the origins about all that. But yeah, I mean, I just wish they would have explained a little
Yeah,
bit at least about the powers.
Shriek has powers, so, and it's not explained because, like in this universe, they don't really talk about super powered people that much. Like
Mhm.
in the first one, I don't think there was any
I mean,
mention of
No, there's
superpowers.
not. It's
It's
practically
just-
just Venom, and that's
It's just
it. And well,
it's just
and the other ones.
aliens, like Venom and,
Yeah.
and the other symbiotes are aliens. But now
But now-
there's powers, I guess.
Yeah. But now that we're mentioning Shriek, I was reading like something that like we could mention on the movie, and there is a part where they mentioned that her mutation.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
don't
yeah.
know
She
if y'all
did say
caught
me
that.
something about a mutation.
Yeah.
But
So
is she a mutant though?
that's what I was thinking, but apparently she's not technically not a mutant because I'm reading here that she debuted in a Spider-Man comic.
Oh,
So she falls under the license of Disney or like Disney and Fox's universe rather than like what's the other one?
you mean Sony?
No, yeah,
Well-
no. Yeah, she
Well,
doesn't
no.
fall under
Well,
no,
on
She could still be a
pro-
mutant.
I'm so
yeah,
confused.
she can still be a
just like-
mutant, but
Yeah, she can still be a mutant, but she's not in from the X-Men universe. That's what I was thinking. Because if you think about it, they've like I don't think rarely or never mentioned mutants in the MCU. And I know this is not MCU, but it's like they never mentioned that. And I think it's because of their rights, like they can't mention mutants.
yeah.
But maybe this is how something is introduced in like something with mutants is introduced into the MCU because
You know,
we gotta talk about something.
this might be a little off topic, but similar. Well, like it's kind of on topic, just not. Well, I'll say it for later. Actually, I'll say it for later.
So okay, before we talk about the big important stuff and all of the ideas we have, what do you guys think about Carnage in this movie? What do you think about Woody Harrelson?
Perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but I think he did pretty good.
I liked it. I don't know if you guys have seen Natural Born Killers, but it felt like
You
at
mentioned it in the last episode.
yeah, it feels like at points he's like it's like a big homage to that sometimes, like especially with the way he dresses, and he just goes on the killing spree as Carnage. I like that. I thought he was kind of like hamming up the scenes sometimes, but it made it more enjoyable for me. Like
He had a high kill count.
He
Yeah,
really did.
he had a really big kill count.
Yeah,
Even-
but then like he got a bunch of kills, but zero blood. There was absolutely no blood.
Yeah, even for Zero Blood, I think they did okay. Like with
Yeah,
all
they
I
did great. I think
Yeah,
honestly.
I think they did pretty good. He uses his like axe hands. He uses like his spike
I like
tendrils.
yeah, I
Even
like when
he even became a tornado.
oh
Oh yeah,
dude, that was wild.
I told Sebastian it's a Luigi's down B from
Yeah,
Smash.
yeah.
For real.
He just turns to a tornado and goes up.
I don't know if he ever does that in the comics or in the cartoons, but that was crazy. Like when that happened, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was so
Yeah,
confused.
I just immediately thought of Smash. Okay, but I mean, I gotta say, like I mentioned this in the last episode because we hadn't seen like Woody Harrelson fully as Carnage now, but I think my opinion on him as Carnage improved a little bit
Mhm.
in the fact that he definitely does play really crazy really well, but I don't know, I still have the same feeling that like I wish they should have gotten someone younger. It just doesn't fit. And I mean, they got rid of that stupid curly hair, but they made it also bad because for the people who are not watching on YouTube, he put his hair all to the front like this,
I
and
think
it
I
still
think
wasn't didn't look good.
no, I think he looks good. I think he looks okay. Um,
I like
when
his character. It's just
when he
I don't
wears
know.
that shirt and that jacket and he's driving that red car, I was
No,
like,
I mean
yeah,
he looks fly.
okay.
Was Carnage like tonguing that body that he got that jacket from? Like he was it looked like he was tonguing the neck hole.
That's the part where is that not the part where he has his dick out, or is that
I was
a
like, that's
different
just schlong, dude.
or is that
It
a
might have
different
been
part?
that part, yeah.
Because that's like right after he breaks out the prison. He's just like he's killed a body and there's one tendril like sucking, I guess, the blood or the life out of a dude because
He
he
took off
does
his
that a lot.
clothes.
He does yeah he does that a lot in this movie. Like he sucks. He
He's put his tongue down someone's like one of the guards' throat, which is
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of brutal.
and then towards the end of the movie he kills somebody and he's like power up or he says something
Oh
stupid
yeah,
like
when he
that.
kills the priest.
Yeah, he kills the priest.
I
So
like
so
when oh
sorry, I was just gonna say that's Carnage's motivation actually in this movie. Like him and Shriek are gonna get married and they want witnesses and the witnesses are Eddie and the cop
Eddie and Anne.
and Venom.
yeah,
Yes,
and that
they
priest.
want
Yeah.
they want all the important people in
Well,
there.
the priest was gonna marry them. So what were you gonna say, Andy? I know I
So
cut you off.
that part where he like shows up in front of that doctor and from the other side just like slowly chokes her out.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Took her
scene
out,
made
then you
me
see
that scene made me laugh. Or like there was a lot of scenes in this movie that made me chuckle where I knew I wasn't supposed to chuckle, but I just couldn't help but chuckle, you know what I mean? So in that scene that Andy was talking about, he gets a doctor and like you don't really see what happens. You see it mainly in the background. He like picks her up and just drops her and crap. But there's like no sound. There's like no thud because it's like a soundproof room. I don't know. It just made me chuckle. Oh, and there's other scenes like that, but I can't remember them. I'm being honest. It was just like lines here and there that made me.
Okay, before we talk any spoilers, let me just mention a couple facts here that have provided by Fluffy Duffy. Thank you, Harlan. We miss you. It was a great episode that we did for Spider-Man 2. But anyways, Harlan Duffy, Fluffy Duffy's account. I got 4 facts here that Tom Hardy was before he was acting, he was trying to be a rapper. And he even released a mixtape, and his name as a rapper was Tommy Number One.
Me too.
I mean, good
I
for
didn't
him
know.
that
I
he
didn't know.
quit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then second fact I have here is that he has a tattoo that says "Leo knows all" on his arm because he made a bet with Leo DiCaprio, because they said he said that if you are nominated for an Oscar, it was something about nominated for the Oscar for The Revenant. Then that's when, so he got the Oscar, and then that's why Leo got designed the tattoo for Tom Hardy. And then the third fact that I have here is that Venom: Let There Be Carnage is the second shortest Marvel movie, right behind Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Wait,
Yeah.
damn, I remember that movie feeling super long though.
Yeah, probably because it's really bad.
Yeah. Wait,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna look at the runtime.
it beats Venom by 5 minutes,
Oh wow.
and it's the
Dang.
second shortest Marvel movie. And the
Oh,
last fact here
well, you know
is
what? You
that
know what? If
what?
you know why it probably feels long to me because I saw it on TV like with commercials. So
That
that's
too.
why it probably felt really long.
The last fact that I have here, and probably the most interesting one, is that Tom Hardy actually co-created the story for Venom: Let There Be Carnage, and I think he did a great job. I mean, I know Andy
Um,
Serkis directed it, but
Yeah,
I think he
I
did a
know
pretty great job.
I know story credits are a little bit different than writing credits though. So
Mhm.
I,
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
was a
who
producer on the film too.
I don't know who wrote this movie specifically, but I saw the credit that said Tom Hardy had like story credits. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Andy
good for him.
Serkis directed that this movie. He's the monkey in Planet of the Apes.
He does a lot of CGI work.
Yeah, he's in the MCU also. So
Yeah,
want to see more of him in the future.
Is he Claw?
Yeah, he's
yeah, he's
Claw.
Claw.
He's gonna be Alfred in the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
So
he was also King Kong in the first King Kong movie.
the
and
the
and of
Peter Jackson one. Yeah,
yeah, and also
Oh.
Gollum, of course.
yeah, he was Gollum.
But anyways,
Classic.
I think it's time.
Wait. There was something I was gonna
What
say.
now?
Oh yes, it's because you mentioned like Fantastic Four, and
Okay.
this movie gives me a lot of like old school like superhero movie vibes. You know what I mean? Like it reminds me of like Daredevil. Um, I enjoy Daredevil a lot with Ben Affleck.
Really?
I don't think it's a good movie, but I think it's a fun as hell like entertaining movie. Like it's so bad like and then when you watch it it's so good like and the soundtrack is crazy for that movie like early 2000s like rock and all that crap. I really enjoy that movie and this movie gave me those vibes where it's like not necessarily a good movie or a good superhero movie even, but it's just fun and entertaining. Like
Yeah, well, like we mentioned, it's enjoyable.
yeah, it's enjoyable and
I would say the soundtrack was actually, yeah, like you said, it's pretty good. Like back then, and the one they even used like in this movie, I would say it was pretty good. Like it fit
yeah,
every scene that they put music into, and it's crazy to think that just with the 5 minute difference of Fantastic Four and Venom, like how drastic it can be in terms of a good movie and a bad movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
crazy to see
I
because
definitely prefer this over Fantastic Four.
yeah, I mean I haven't seen Rise of the Silver Surfer in a long time, but I remember that
Don't
one.
watch it.
I remember that one embracing like the goofiness a little bit more. Like there's a fantastic car. There's like like the super. They basically get the super scroll powers and crap like that. Galactus sucks in that movie, but I think the Silver Surfer is actually pretty good. Um, like not the movie. I mean the character. I think the character.
That Chris Evans was like also part of it as Human
Yeah.
Torch, or was he already gone by then?
No, he was
Oh
in that
yeah,
one.
it's
He was
when
part of it?
Chris
Oh,
Evans
man.
turns into the thing, or he gets the powers from
Yeah,
the thing.
he gets the powers from
It's when
everybody.
they switch powers.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I think it was on Disney Plus. I don't know if it still is on Disney Plus.
I don't want to watch it.
I
don't want to
saw
find out.
I saw the first one recently, or not recently, but I saw it when
I saw the first one like a couple months ago again.
yeah, I saw it around the time I got Disney Plus, and I don't like it. I think I like Mr. Fantastic. I like the Thing a lot.
Fantastic Four, that one is definitely better than Fan Four Stick. So
Yeah, everything is better.
that's the only thing that is good about that movie. That
You,
it's
you know,
better
you
than
know,
Fantastic.
you know what scene always stuck with me as a kid from Fantastic Four? It's the one where
What?
they make it's the one where they make Jessica Alba strip naked so that she can get invisible. And then Mr. Fantastic and Chris Evans just go around the people anyways. Like there's no point that she had to be naked other than the fact that, oh, it's Jessica Alba. We need her, we need her to show skin. Otherwise people aren't gonna go see this movie.
Very true.
Mm.
Unnecessary things.
Like when I saw that recently, I was like, why'd they make her she got naked and then they just sneaked around anyways. So dumb. Yeah.
All right, that's it, dude. You gotta talk about it.
Sorry, it's because I wanted to pad the runtime a little bit.
I know, but dude, no. Like there's so many things. I've been waiting, and we have to talk
Okay,
about.
okay, just last thing. Avoid or if you don't want to, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to avoid spoilers, just skip towards the end of the video, I guess, because
Yes.
everything changes right now.
Literally everything.
This has been your warning.
Yeah. So who wants to say what happens?
Andy, I
Well-
think since you're our guest, you can talk first.
To start off, let's mention post Carnage Venom fight.
Oh yeah.
We see that just like Carnage was born from Venom, through Eddie's blood, I guess. Now Toxin is being born inside of previously mentioned character Patrick Mulligan, the cop.
Yeah. So
I don't understand how though.
I don't know. I feel like since other people who know the comics better, they see a character like Patrick Mulligan and they know he becomes Toxin. You have to set it up when he's introduced, or at least set it up a little bit so that you know what happens in the future. But yeah, you don't really see how it happens or how he gets the Toxin symbiote. He doesn't transform in this movie. It's just glowing eyes, and he says monsters and stuff.
Yeah, I was so confused.
So if they if they continue Venom 3
Oh, do they have to?
in this way, it's because we know what happens, but
Yeah.
is it gonna be in the same
Yeah.
universe?
I mean, yeah, we're talking spoilers already.
Yeah. So spoilers. Venom eats Carnage. Naomi Harris gets a fucking church bell on her ass.
You think she's dead?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, she could have just landed inside the bell.
Yeah,
You
she
get me?
could have turned into a little ball.
Yeah.
But here's another question. Would she once she charges up her screen, because she was charging up as it was coming down,
Mhm.
does she have to release it or can she stop? Because if she had to release it when that bell landed, she just if she survived, then she's deaf after that because
Because it would have just bounced back.
yeah.
Wow.
Who
the
knows?
science.
Who knows, man? Honestly, I'm cool either way. If she comes back, whatever.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
they give her actual good story in the next Venom.
Yeah,
I don't
if she
know.
dies, I don't care.
Maybe she wants revenge because she killed Venom killed
Cletus.
Cletus.
Yeah, that, and also since Patrick is still alive, her other motivation besides marrying Carnage is to kill Detective Mulligan. So maybe
Yeah.
that could tie it back in later.
Yeah. I don't know much about Toxin, but I was really confused. And like we said, the whole thing of how he, first of all, because I thought he died, and then I don't know where he just opened his eyes, glowing eyes. Which,
Well,
by the
the
way,
best
I
we
was
can
talking about. The what?
The best we can infer is like Sebastian and I were talking about it is when Carnage was wrapped around him while he was behind the altar. At some point, he slipped his dick in and
Yeah.
spit up.
Dude, that reminds me when Carnage is he has him hidden and he has his tendrils wrapped around him. There's a point where Patrick smiles. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
He smiles a little bit. maybe that was like the tip going in.
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember that. He smiled and I was like, why is he smiling? But I just didn't question it that
Yeah,
much.
maybe it was just like him, like, dude, what the hell? There's monsters. That's crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Venom could have. I mean, Carnage could have slipped in his offspring, or something. Who knows? I guess we'll just have to see in Venom 3.
What color is Toxin? Because I actually don't know.
He's red and black.
Oh, brown.
What? No, no, like he like
Wouldn't
his,
it be like brown?
no, like the top half is like red, and then he has like black, like
Oh, okay.
he's
Oh,
he,
I remember you said it looked like Spider-Man, no?
yeah, he looks in some like artist styles, he looks more like Spider-Man.
I mean, I'm down to see how it looks like.
Especially because of the two tones, but it's because he's supposed to be Carnage and Venom's offspring. So it's like he has the powers of both of them basically. Like he has Carnage stuff and he has Venom stuff. But I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's gonna be the villain now because there's so many things that are happening now with the Marvel universe. It's kind of overwhelming.
Okay. So let's talk about it. So the big elephant in the room. I don't even know how to say this. Okay, so Venom and Eddie Brock are on a deserted island. You know, they're chilling.
Because they had to escape because the cops were looking for them.
Yeah.
So Eddie decided that they should take a little vacation, and they went for a nice beach vacation.
They're chilling with an iguana. They're watching telenovelas. They're watching some Jorge Salinas on the TV.
I know if my girlfriend went to see the movie with us, she would have instantly known what telenovela that was.
Yeah.
But I can't know. Like, but I don't know.
I don't know what it was. They all the telenovelas have the same actors. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have been. I mean, I was confused, but I was like in my head trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so they're watching telenovelas in bed, and they're Eddie and Venom are talking about the telenovelas, right? And Venom says that everybody has secrets, and Eddie asks him, "What, you're hiding stuff from me, or what?" And Venom says that there's like they have a whole like hive knowledge spread across like galaxies and universes, and just when Venom is about to show Eddie just like the smallest glimpse of like, I guess, Venom's backstory, something happens. Something big happens. Do you guys want to explain what that big thing is? Or do you want me to say it?
I think we have to mention it now. That the rumors were true.
Yeah. So the rumors were true. So the big thing that happens, you see like a yellow light, and then the whole room just like changes. It's and I think even the time of day changes because it was very dark out when Eddie and Venom were watching the telenovela. So something happens. It's a nicer hotel room. There's like towels everywhere. There's a nicer TV. There's no longer like they're no longer watching telenovelas. It's no longer a deserted island. And then on the TV, there's something familiar. There's somebody familiar. Well, two somethings familiar.
Yeah. The whole room glitched. And the big reveal. We see the TV has a different channel, doesn't have the telenovela. And what's the first thing we notice?
We notice J. Jonah Jameson.
Hell freaking yes, dude.
So Eddie glitched. Eddie and Venom glitched. At first Eddie thinks Venom did this, but Venom says no, we didn't do this. And they see on the news J. Jonah Jameson is talking about none other than Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. And
mind blown.
And it's Tom Holland. So spoilers if you're expecting another Spider-Man, but no, it's Tom Holland, and he's just like standing there awkwardly, and Venom licks the screen and says, that guy or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, this is the whole scene that everyone has been talking about for days and weeks because the movie has been premiered at some places for earlier. But yes, ever since the movie premiered, this is the whole conversation they've been talking about. Obviously, without spoiling, they've been saying, "Don't leave. You have to wait for
Yeah.
the credit
They've
scene."
been saying to stay till the credits.
Yes,
They've been
exactly
shouting.
like our name.
They've been secretly shouting us out.
Hey, it's publicity.
So what did you guys think about the scene, the after?
After seeing, like we talked about after we got out the movie, after seeing Toxin being brought into the universe and then just switching from that universe to the MCU, it's just I don't know how they are gonna bring him back into the story somehow.
Yeah, it's very weird. I know we were wondering what was going on, because we were mentioning that either like it's just Eddie that came through to the MCU and then eventually he's gonna go back, or did all the characters go through? We don't really know.
There is so many questions that we need to have answered soon, and it looks like we will by the looks of the end of credit scene.
I feel like they went this way because of the whole like Sony versus Disney, like who has the rights to Spider-Man. It's very confusing. I'm confused. I don't know what's gonna happen with Spider-Man. But I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued.
To harken back to what I was gonna say earlier, now that we're talking about like the rights of Spider-Man and I guess Marvel characters as a whole, what do y'all think of the Ditko and the Stanley estates?
Oh yes,
suing Marvel and Disney. I guess I don't know about Disney, but for sure Marvel and like trying to get the rights back.
Yeah. So I saw that JP sent me that tweet, and I'm kind of like on the fence. I think that for the most part, I think the creators are entitled something for their characters they created, but on the other hand, they were created like while they were hired at Marvel, so it's not necessarily their property. Like I know that happened with Todd McFarlane and Venom and like some other characters. I know he left Marvel and like formed his own company, and that's how we got Spawn. So it's just stuff like that. I mean, I get why they're suing Marvel, but I don't think they will necessarily win.
Yeah.
As
bleak as that sounds.
I think I saw somewhere that DC went through the same problem with their respective heroes, and they had ended up winning their battle, and the lawyers who represented DC and the people who were suing them are the exact same lawyers representing Marvel and the Ditko and Stanley estates.
Oh,
so maybe history will repeat itself.
Yeah, so there you go. That's tough, man. Like, I saw something recently that the guy who made, I think the guy who made Thanos is the same guy that invented like the Suicide Squad or something else, and he got paid a lot more for the Suicide Squad movie than he did for Thanos, and I'm pretty sure like Endgame and Infinity War did way more money. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing that always makes me feel like that's a little messed up. Like when you don't give enough credit to the creators,
Yeah, they definitely need to fix that. With they need to get what they deserve, and the fact like money wise, you get me. Like obviously we know how big. Like for example, the thing that you said about Endgame, like Endgame is as we know it, the second or the first. I don't know at this point anymore. The most the biggest budget or like the one that made the most money in the entire history of movies.
The highest grossing.
Yeah, highest grossing movie of all time. It was at one point. I think Avatar beat it again. But yes, I mean, they definitely need to pay them what they deserve, especially this whole situation with Spider-Man. Obviously, we love Spider-Man. We don't want to see him leave the MCU. And I mean, that's the main reason I would not want them to win, but I would want them to have, like we said, what they deserve. They need to get paid the amount of money that I don't know how much money they want, but they definitely need it. It's their
Ultimately,
right.
yeah, if it's just about money to them, then at this point they should just let Marvel and Disney and Sony do what they're doing, but put like a permanent royalties on everything so
Yeah.
that whatever comes out, they'll get money from it. Like
Yeah.
whether it's sales in terms of merchandise or just ticket sales or whatever.
Mhm.
If that's good enough
Yeah,
for them,
they need to work it out.
Yeah. They need to come to something because I think creators, especially like a lot of artists and writers, they get kind of like the short end of the stick when something they helped create and make popular is making way more money that now arguably than when they originally came out, and they don't get to share in the profits. But
Yeah,
yeah,
this
so
is all lawyer talk.
yeah. So let's talk about the future of the MCU.
Yes, this is
So
definitely something that we need to talk about, especially after that credit scene.
so we were thinking that this scene of Venom, or like this post credit scene in Venom, takes place during the end of Loki, right? That's what we agreed on
Yes,
because
that's the thing. We were. I mean, I was confused,
Mhm.
like because I mean, Andy mentioned this when we were watching, where we were still in the theater, that I mean, it can't have been after the Doctor Strange spell that Venom transferred to the MCU, because we see in the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer that from the time that his identity was revealed, and Peter Parker went to Doctor Strange's sanctum. It's been a couple months because it was probably in the summer, and then not, and then in the trailer, it's practically Christmas because it's snowing and it's cold and everything. And I don't know how exactly it works, but it's definitely been a couple months. So I was thinking it couldn't have been after the strange spell, because the in the TV we saw Jameson revealing the identity. So is Venom just gonna be in the MCU for a couple months, chilling until he goes back?
I don't know. I feel like it could maybe be during the Doctor Strange thing also because it is a different news coverage. It's not the same one at the end of Far From Home, but I'm thinking it's more um towards like the Loki stuff
Yeah, it's
and
because if I mean, spoiler again, um for Loki, if you haven't seen it, by the way, great show. I definitely recommend it. um Loki, uh at the end of the last episode, Sylvie, which is the Loki variant, practically opens up the multiverse.
yeah.
And we see that, but and there's so many different things in this latest phase of the MCU that cause or lead to the multiverse. We see WandaVision leading to the multiverse, looking for her children. Loki, well, Sylvie literally opening up the universe. I mean, the multiverse. And then what if right now, currently, they're also exploring the multiverse? And then obviously now we see Venom even doing it.
Yeah, and of course, in No Way Home, we can expect. Well, we already know the trailers. They have, Doctor
Exactly.
Octopus, but Doctor Strange, the Doctor Strange movie that's coming out is titled Multiverse of
Literally,
Madness.
it's in the name.
So either he's gonna do more multiverse shenanigans, or he's gonna try to fix the multiverse and send
Yes.
Venom back home in time for Venom 3, or whatever is going on, whatever they have planned at Marvel and Sony, because I feel like this has to do a lot with the Sony Spider-Man thing also,
Yeah.
and the X-Men. I feel like also they're trying to make sure that like they're trying to make. I saw this really cool TikTok video that talked about like that he was. I know I talked about it a little bit at the mall with you guys, but the guy in the video said he wanted the Secret Wars thing, and that way it would be like all the characters that we know and love, and that way they can reintroduce people like from the TV shows, from other movies like the X-Men, and then at the end of the Secret Wars event, it would like sort of reset the timeline back to be more consistent. That way we have X-Men in the MCU now. That way we have, I guess, maybe the Fantastic Four. We have like Ghost Rider. We can have different people. I'm just really excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that they are actually working on a Secret Wars movie. I know they are doing something similar, like a show, not a Secret Wars show, but something to do with it, with the scrolls and everything.
Oh yeah. They're doing Secret Invasion, but
Yeah,
that's
Secret
a little
Invasion.
that's a little different.
Yeah,
there's been multiple Secret Wars, but the one I'm mainly referring to involves different multiverses. Well, it involves Doctor Doom, right? Who
yes,
we've all
Dr.
been wanting
Doom.
to see, Doctor Doom. It involves him
They're
creating this
saving
world.
him for a Fantastic Four for sure.
Yeah, and so I would love to see a Secret Wars movie or multiple movies, because I think that's such a big storyline.
Yeah, it's just the thing is that with the multiverse, it's so big and so many different storylines that they could go with. And like we were talking about this, like if they do something like that, I mean, that I mentioned that there's with the multiverse, it's weird because sometimes there's variants that look the same, like in Loki, there's different Lokis that either look different, completely different, or they're like they look the same but act different. You get me?
Yeah, that's why I think.
And it's also like the different actors. They play the same people. I mean, different characters.
Man, I don't know. I just really want to see something cool. Done with the multiverse. I don't want them to. I don't know. Do you guys want them to fix it and like we just have one big MCU with like the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, or would you rather it be separate universes and like they don't interact as much, like with Venom and Spider-Man?
Honestly, I think it's gonna be not as small a scale, but there's this Lego Marvel Superheroes game where it's like it's a giant city, but every part of the city is a different universe, or not universe, but like there's Wakanda, and then there's New York, there's like 2099 New York in one section, like it's all connected. So I think if anything, it would be like that, but just all around the world rather than just a city.
Yeah, well, that's actually what happens in Secret Wars. So Doctor Doom makes the whole planet made up of different countries, and each country is like its own multiverse. So that's where Old Man Logan came from. That's how Miles Morales got put from the Ultimate Universe into main Earth 616 universe. So they did a lot of cool stuff, and I think they could do that now. Like Venom is stranded, right? They can do something like that. They can bring the X-Men in. They can bring in the Fantastic Four. They can bring original Fantastic Four and like their new versions of Fantastic Four. Have a big event, and then they can reset everything and be like, "Yep, it's all fixed." And like Venom goes back to his universe.
There's so many different things they can do.
We know Spider-Man is gonna eventually end up in the Sony universe, right? I mean,
that's the thing. I mean, are they gonna bring in Venom to the MCU, or are they just gonna take Spider-Man into the Sony universe?
They already kind of brought Venom to the MCU, so now it's just a matter of putting them both back.
That's the thing.
To continue this timeline or the storyline with Toxin.
Yeah, because that's something that we were talking about. If Venom is now in the MCU, is Toxin in the MCU, or is Venom just gonna come back next movie, like after No Way Home? And
that's also a question.
Multiverse of Madness, whatever.
What is Venom gonna do in No Way Home? Because after this credit scene, there's no question about it. Like he has to come out in No Way Home, and maybe just as a cameo, but what is he gonna do, and how is he gonna interact with Spider-Man?
What if, you know how there's that part in that trailer where people were like, "Oh, it's the lizard," or it's
I've seen that.
What if that's Venom after all?
It could be,
It could be.
but
Some people were
it's because
saying
they have like a similar like
Build.
no build.
silhouette. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm still leaning towards Lizard. I don't think that's Venom. Just I mean, they have a similar build like we said, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards Lizard. But I mean, there's 5 members right now that we know, or 4 for sure, which is Sandman, Doctor Octopus, Electro, and
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Yeah. The other 2, I'm not really sure. Who do you think it could be?
Do you think Sandman is a part of the Sinister Six though?
Also another question.
Yeah.
If they're getting the Sandman from Tobey Maguire's universe, I don't think so. But if they're just getting like some random Sandman, like from
Because I know we talked about this last time that that I think they're variants. So I don't think it's the same Dr. Octopus. I think it's a very similar Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin. So it could be a very similar Sandman that isn't that much of a good guy because he gets redeemed in Spider-Man 3. You know, Toby forgives him. But what if this is a Sandman that didn't get, you know, didn't have that redemption? That could very well be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a little bit more, but I don't want to for the people that want to keep their they don't want to get spoiled too much. I won't mention too much about No Way Home, but
yeah, this is just speculation though. Like
yeah, it's speculation. But
we don't know anything about No Way Home, and if we're right, you owe us $100.
yeah, I mean, there is supposed leaks going around, and if you want to watch them, you go find them. But I'm not gonna mention them right now. But it's just that, I mean, they could be variants, like you say.
Mhm.
I mean, but I don't know if they're gonna be a variant of Topher Grace also for Venom.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would bring Topher Grace back.
That'd
Maybe
be pretty funny,
Topher Grace,
honestly.
they gotta do Green Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man.
they would maybe do like a fun cameo. I feel like.
Yeah,
Like-
we were talking. I mean, I remember I mentioned that when we were eating that it's like Toby would see Eddie. I mean, Tom Hardy's Venom and be like, "Holy crap, you look different and you're huge."
You're huge, bro.
Yeah, and then Andrew would be like, "What the hell is that?" Because he's never seen Venom. and of course, Topher Grace, he would just be like, he would be disappointed with himself.
I would love if Topher Grace Venom shows up and he's like, "That's right, Parker," and then he gets eaten by like Tom Hardy Venom. That would be sick. and Venom's just like I don't know.
Hardy just looks at Topher Grace like,
he's
"You're
like,
nothing, bro.
Who is this copycat or whatever?" And like just eats him. That'd be
Cheap
sick.
copy."
Yeah, something like that. I think would be a really fun cameo.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure Topher Grace would be down for that too.
Do y'all think we get some black suit Spider-Man in No Way Home?
I don't think
we already do, but not a symbiote one. I don't think we'd get a symbiote one.
I don't think we'd get symbiote Spider-Man just yet.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think so.
I feel like No Way Home already has like too much stuff going on that it doesn't make sense to add in another.
How many
suit.
suits does he already have? Like at least 5, no?
Bro, he has so many suits. He's like Iron Man, new suit every movie.
Yeah. I don't know why there's so many. I mean, I guess just for toys, I guess.
Yeah, it's just toys.
But I mean, something we haven't even talked about yet. I mean, we're approaching an hour, but something we haven't even talked about yet is like, why did Venom automatically like fall in love with Tom Holland?
Oh, dude, who wouldn't fall in love with Tom Holland? You seen that little twink?
It's like he automatically licked the screen.
Yeah.
So what else does he want to do to Tom Holland, dude?
That's something I said. I know that's something I said to you guys that maybe that there's like maybe it does happen during Doctor Strange's thing, and since they're talking about like Spider-Man's identity, maybe the glitches that happen force like these bad guys to be more attracted to like Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
going like since we're talking about the them coming into universe again, I think it might actually happen after Doctor Strange's thing, because even if it happens before, they're here, but Doctor Strange is gonna wipe their memory anyway. So if or like he's gonna supposedly fix it all, and if he does and like he succeeds, they wouldn't know regardless. Like they wouldn't just automatically be like, oh yeah, that's Peter Parker. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's the thing, though. I mean, he uses the spell to erase everyone's memory,
yeah.
but Doctor Octopus still knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker because he says, "Hello, Peter."
yeah. Yeah,
So
Right,
well,
but
it's
like,
kind of confusing.
but that's because Tom Holland Spider-Man messes up the spell.
but
I
yeah,
guess so.
but also we can't like. It's not like, oh, now that Venom's here, he's gonna go talk to Doctor Octopus and he's gonna see that he's Peter. Because I mean, at this point, it's probably back out there that Peter is Spider-Man for that reason.
Yeah. So
Oh, true. But he wanted to lick Tom Holland, bro.
yeah, he likes Tom Holland. Maybe he just wants to eat him. Venom calls himself the lethal protector a lot in this movie. Maybe he's just trying to do the right thing. Maybe it's not a fact that like a glitch or something else caused him to like want to eat Spider-Man. Maybe he just wants to eat Spider-Man because he thinks he's a menace. J. Jonah Jameson is like he's public enemy number one. So Venom is like that guy. That guy did this. I'm gonna kill that guy. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's all just gonna be one big understanding between Venom and Spider-Man.
Well, what if it's like y'all are saying, where Doctor Strange does bring him in with like this bloodlust towards Spider-Man now,
No, I guess
Maybe.
we'll just have to wait and see.
instead of like wiping it from everyone's existence, he kind of
So
brings him in. It's like,
Do you guys think that for sure this connects to No Way Home?
oh yeah,
Like,
It has
or
to.
or at least that Venom comes out in No Way Home. I mean,
It has to. Like, there's no other way it could go. I mean, I'm glad that it connects because this means that we'll get to see Tom Hardy's Venom again soon. I mean, in 3 months or no, 2 months. So I'm actually really glad that we're gonna get an answer in 2 months rather than like waiting a year to know what happens
yeah,
or
Which-
2 years even.
that's
Do we-
crazy. Man.
do we know the runtime of No Way Home?
I don't
I
think,
Has it come
I
out?
don't think
know.
they have revealed it.
I don't know, but apparently Tom and Andrew are gonna be in it a good amount. Like I'm not gonna say how much, but
Like,
a good amount.
You mean Toby and Andrew, or
Yeah, Toby and Andrew.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently. I'm not gonna say how much, but I don't know how long the whole movie's gonna be.
man?
But yeah, I'm just glad we're getting a continuation to this as soon as it is.
I hope this movie is good and it doesn't feel like too bloated.
I found that it says some UK theater like accidentally revealed the runtime to be 2.5 hours.
That's pretty good.
I mean, with as much as it has, I think it
Yeah.
deserves that much time.
most MCU movies are like 2 hours, right? How long?
Yeah,
How long was
it must be like close to one of the longest movies apart from Endgame because we know
Yeah.
almost 3 hours.
How long was Infinity War? Like also like 2.5 hours? Yeah, 2
I'm not
hours,
sure.
29 minutes. Endgame runtime is 3 hours, 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be up there with the longest movies, and I mean I could see why it
You know what?
definitely needs that runtime.
It's good that it's getting like an Avengers level runtime
Yeah,
because I think
And-
this story deserves.
do you think Venom 3 will be as big as No Way Home?
Dude, I don't know, because like either Venom 3 is like Spider-Man and Venom fighting at the beginning and then teaming up to fight Toxin, or Venom 3 is just Venom versus Toxin and then Venom.
That's the thing.
Four,
I was
Venom
also
4
gonna ask
is
you.
like something else,
I was gonna ask you. I mean, Spider-Man has to come out in Venom 3, right?
I don't know.
I mean, unless we get one of those like, all right, now you go back to your multiverse, and he just like walks through where Venom walks through just some portal and he just goes back by himself.
Yeah.
And then Venom is like Eddie's like already on his like walking back to the portal, and then Venom is just like, I don't want to go,
Yeah.
and he stays with Tom Holland.
I
We'll
don't
tell
know,
more
man.
about the Toxin storyline.
Because if that's the case, if they're like what was I gonna say? If they're putting Venom in the MCU, why even have this scene with Patrick Mulligan and his eyes if you're not gonna do anything with that? You know what I mean? Like,
No, but it's for Toxin, like you'll just have to wait for Venom 3. I don't think that he'll be even mentioned in No Way Home.
no, I know, but it's because what you were saying before, that if Tom Holland stays, I mean, if Tom Hardy stays, and or if Spider-Man even shows up in Venom 3, like, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, we just have to wait and see, because everything is just speculation. Like,
Yeah.
our minds are blown.
Yeah, I mean, Sony and Disney definitely fucked up with their minds.
Yeah,
There's so many questions that we need answers.
and they fucked up with the rights to the characters too.
Yeah, but okay, I gotta mention before we end the episode that Venom is definitely one of the movies that I least expected for them to like basically mention the multiverse.
Yeah, well they don't mention it, but it's
he transferred universes.
It's weird that it happens in Venom, but I guess it would happen in Venom because there's like that whole thing about like oh, it's an MCU. Is it an MCU? Is it not in the MCU? Like,
yeah.
All the discussions.
I mean, there's definitely more people, more creators on YouTube, on TikTok that are more experienced with this, and I'm definitely gonna go see more videos about this because I need my questions answered.
Yeah. And even then, I'm pretty sure like they don't know like what's going on either. You know what I mean? So it's just speculation.
It's all speculation, but it's definitely fun to talk about this. Yes. This has been probably the longest episode that we've had. And I did not expect it.
How long is it?
Right now we're reaching 1 hour and 8 minutes.
That's not the longest episode we've had.
I think the longest episode we had was the very first one, Spider-Man 1.
The very first Spider-Man.
But definitely I didn't expect it this much to talk about Venom, but holy crap. Venom just opened up so many questions.
I'm sorry I tried to pad the runtime, guys. Looks like we didn't even need it.
It's okay. Well, sorry guys if this episode was super long.
Wait, we should rate the movie.
Yes.
Before like 1 to 5, 1 to 10.
Yeah, we usually do it from 1 to 10.
1 to 10, and then add like a little thing to it. Like the last episode, I rated it 5 out of 10. Turds in the wind.
Okay, so I would give this movie, I think like a 6 out of 10 Carnage penises.
Dude, Carnage cocks.
Carnage slongs.
Carnage cock.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
They got the
6 out of 10.
Honestly, I think just based like on the silliness of it all, I'd say 7.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fair.
Good rating. There we go. 6 out of 10 Carnage cocks.
6 to 7 out of 10 Carnage cocks.
Yeah, there we go. Well, anyways, guys, sorry this was a long episode, but respectively, why we talked so much. There's so many things that we still don't know. There's so many questions that we still have, and definitely is a movie that you need to check out. I mean, it's not the best movie, but it's definitely a fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
Yes, so it's definitely a movie that we recommend checking out. Go with your friends.
Even if you go see it just for the after credits, like I think it's worth it. Like you're not gonna be waiting too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's only 1 hour and a half.
Just eat some popcorn, suck some dick, whatever,
But anyways, I think that's pretty much it for the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you to Andy for being a special guest on the episode. We definitely will have him back for another episode later.
More fun than I thought it was going to be. Not gonna lie. I thought I was going to stumble a lot more.
Man.
We'll definitely invite you again at another episode, especially about Marvel, because it's like our specialty to talk about nerdy stuff.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Yes. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. You guys know we're on every social media. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. You can go listen to our podcast and follow us on our social medias and let us know what you guys would like us to watch. We next episodes we're gonna be doing spooky movies. So watch out for those. Those are definitely gonna be some fun ones in there.
Well, we're gonna talk about Spider-Man after the spooky movies.
Yes.
Just to be ready for No Way Home, just to give you guys a recap, just so we can refresh ourselves a little bit more. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yes. Stay tuned for that, and of course, stay till the credits.
Oh, that's the name. That's the name of the show.
All right. Thank you guys so much. You
Okay.
guys are great.
Thank
for the
you,
support.
everybody. Thank you, Andy.